And we begin with that breaking news tonight. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office is mourning one of their own. Good evening. I'm Jennifer Lee.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. The Sheriff's Office says a 45-year-old deputy took his own life. News Channel 8's Nicole Rogers joining us live from the downtown headquarters of Tampa Fire Rescue. Nicole, what have you learned?
Keith, Jen, Tampa police asked us to keep a very great distance from the scene. So right now we're at Zach and Nebraska. But if we zoom all the way down the street, you can kind of get a glimpse into this scene. But right now, roads in all directions from the Hillsborough County Courthouse are blocked off with crime scene tape and a heavy law enforcement presence, leaving many wondering what's going on. We just got that heartbreaking news from the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office that Deputy Timothy White took his own life inside of a vehicle at the Tampa Fire Rescue headquarters, which is right across the street from the courthouse. We're told Deputy White was with HCSO for 15 years and most recently served at the courthouse. Tonight, the Sheriff's Office understandably heartbroken. Sheriff Chad Cronster released a statement just moments ago saying, "I am devastated to learn that one of our own was suffering in silence. The entire Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office grieves with Deputy White's loved ones." He went on to say to anyone in crisis, please know you are not alone. Help is available. And help is just a phone call away. Now, that phone number is 211. If you are having suicidal thoughts or just need to talk through life's challenges, again, help is just a phone call away. That phone number is 211. For now, live in downtown Tampa, Nicole Rogers, 8 on your side.
All right, thank you, Nicole.
Okay, so we got an article out of Hillsborough County. And a Florida police officer shoots himself and squad car outside a courthouse in horrific scene. Members of the Hillsborough County, Florida Sheriff's Department are mourning the loss of one of their deputies who died by unaliving himself. Deputy Tim White, 45, was a U.S. Army veteran where he served as a medical assistant and had been with the sheriff's office for 15 years, according to his LinkedIn profile. White was found in a vehicle in downtown Tampa Bay in the evening hours of Thursday, August 29th, between the county courthouse and the Tampa Fire Rescue headquarters. According to the sheriff's office, White took his own life after his shift was over on Thursday, a shift which he spent guarding the courthouse lobby. White's death brings a spotlight on the mental health challenges many law enforcement officers and military veterans often face. First responders, law enforcement particularly see themselves as helpers, and the helpee, said Char Reynolds of the Crisis Center of Tampa Bay. Reynolds, who was not made aware of the details of this case, said that 85% of first responders deal with mental health or substance abuse issues. She said more first responders die by suicide than are killed in the line of duty. First responders are also 1.39 times more likely to die by suicide than the general public, according to the CDC. Police chiefs are certainly sheriffs have been very vocal, and that it's okay to not be okay, Reynolds said. It still takes time for that message to really trickle down to the workforce. Okay, police suicides have decreased over the last year, sitting at a high of 232 in 2019, but this data may be incomplete as it is based on voluntary data reported to the FBI. And some a little more to the article. I will share the link to the article. Rest in peace to this guy. Prayers for his friends and family. I don't like to see anybody die. I don't care what they do for a living. All right, American Amy. Thank you.
Sheriff's deputies are in mourning this evening after one of their own died by suicide. 45-year-old Timothy White was found in a vehicle in downtown Tampa between the county courthouse and Tampa Fire Rescue headquarters. His death is again raising the issue of mental health that the law enforcement face each and every day. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is live in Tampa with more on this tragic story for us. Evan.
Yeah, first of all, Allie, he is being remembered as a very friendly and approachable person, and his passing shows that law enforcement still faces unique challenges when it comes to mental health. Selfies from Facebook show Deputy Tim White was proud of his line of work. He also had a soft side.
A former deputy say he would hug you with his whole being. He hugged you like he meant it.
He took his own life on this nondescript street in downtown Tampa, in a car behind the back of the courthouse and in front of the Tampa Fire Rescue headquarters. It was after his shift Thursday, which he spent guarding the courthouse lobby.
First responders, law enforcement particularly, see themselves as the helper and not the helpee.
Clara Reynolds of the Crisis Center, who does not know the details of this case, says 85% of first responders struggle with mental health or substance abuse. More first responders die by suicide than in the line of duty, and suicide attempts by first responders, as compared to the national average, are 10 to 1.
Police chiefs and certainly sheriffs have been very vocal in it's okay to not be okay. It still takes time for that message to really trickle down to the workforce.
A national report on law enforcement suicides found that an average of 184 officers die by suicide each year. Only 23% of those who attempt suicide reported seeking help for their life challenges. This chart shows police suicides have dipped since a high of 234 in 2019. But data might be incomplete, given that agency reporting of suicide data to the FBI is voluntary.
Once we know the scale of the problem, we can do something more about it. Once we know who's impacted, we can provide targeted programming, targeted interventions.
Sheriff Chad Chronister released a statement saying, "I'm devastated to learn that one of our own was suffering in silence. To anyone in crisis, please know you're not alone. Help is available." The Crisis Center got 119 calls from first responders in July alone. Often, Reynolds says, personal struggles are exacerbated by what they see on the job.
It's rarely that somebody is calling because they've had a bad call or they just want to process what has happened. There's usually a triggering event.
And the researchers we spoke to also say that law enforcement officers face enormous challenges when it comes to navigating their career path, and that can take a toll. They also say that female officers have a higher rate of attempting to commit suicide than their male counterparts, even though they seek help at twice the rate as their male counterparts. And Allie, Tim White has served HCSO for 15 years and was also a medic in the U.S. Army, so he served his country too. Back to you.
Our law enforcement see and deal with so much each and every day, and our thoughts are certainly with his friends and family. All right, Evan, thanks.